Right, I should be streaming now. I should be streaming. I don't know how many of you can hear me, or what's going on. I expect some of you, most of you are in bed. I suppose it's getting pretty late. That's understandable, but let me just share this, so if anyone is around, they may be able to hear me. I'll put this on Twitter. It's getting pretty late, I know. And on Facebook. I expect most of you are still in bed. Have any of you stayed up with me tonight to follow the goings on which has been happening in this world right now? I should have a kind of like live stream thing. Yeah. Oh, for some reason, it's got the same bloody. It's got the same damn thumbnail. I shouldn't be normal. Hang on. Change. Change. Oh dearie me, hang on. Plano TV. That's it. There we go. And save. Okay. Sorted. So is anyone there? Anyone still there? If you're not, that doesn't matter because well, you can watch the recording of this. That's not the problem. Oh, Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? I'm glad you're here at 6 a.m. in the morning. When I'm this early hours after we've been sitting up all night to see what happens. Yes, it's been an interesting night because at the end of the last live stream. Oh, Cheryl. Hello. You've got a US election results show me button. I've not, but I can give you some US election results. No problem, I will. Definitely. Who else is around? It's 11 p.m. where you are. Oh, right. Okay, so you must be in the where are you now? Well, it's 10 p.m. You must be in Mountain Time. I'm guessing you're in Mountain Time. Is that right, Cheryl? Montana. Oh, you're in Montana. That explains things, right? As far as I can see, there's been I've been following the maps. I haven't followed BBC because BBC is a load of crap. But they're still basically. The mainstream media is calling everything for Biden apart from when they can't, and then they retract it and they call it for Trump. So right now, your state, Montana, has been called for Biden. I've been watching Infowars.com, and they say it's been called for. It's a sort of pale blue, as if it's about to go for Biden. I think Biden's in the lead, but they've said that before. They said that in Florida. They said that in Texas. They said everything was going to be Biden's. You know, Florida was going to be Biden's state. And it was all pale blue on the map, indicating Biden was in the lead. And Texas, Biden was in the lead. It's pale blue. And then Ohio and Pennsylvania, Biden was in the lead. And then guess what? Trump won. Trump has won Florida. He's won Texas. It looks like he's going to... In North Carolina... Oddly enough, this is really weird because Virginia, they called it for Biden. And guess what? They've retracted it because it's now in play. So why did they call it for Biden? New York Times called it for bloody Biden. You know why, Cheryl? Because they want Biden to win. Cheryl said Montana is so Trump complete state hates Biden. It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense, Cheryl, does it? None of it. It's all nonsense. I'm not American. I've never been to America. I've never been to America, but for goodness sake, I mean, you've seen the bloody enthusiasm gap. You've seen Biden's been just walking around and no one pays any attention to him. The polls are fake. This is a thing that they fake the polls to make it look like Biden's going to win. When it turns out people don't play along with it, they're trying to fake the polls and trying to make it look like Biden is the winner. But it's lunacy because no one believes it. And Brenda, hello Brenda. Oh my God, can you please say if Trump has won or not for your UK viewers? Well, from what I've seen, Trump is well in the lead. I've been following this all night. It's now 6 a.m. where I am. Trump has won most of the key battleground states. He's won Florida. He's won Texas. And then along comes somebody saying, oh no, he hasn't won Pennsylvania or Ohio, even though he's in the lead. It's like they don't want to call these states for his victory. It's very confusing, Cheryl and Brenda. I'm sorry about that, but Cheryl says we have an average of 250 guns per person here. Very wise. Get as many guns as you can. If I was American, I'd get myself a gun right now. And Brenda says it's disgusting what they're doing. I hate the mainstream media. Yes, very, very much indeed. Gregor's Mucha. All the best from Poland. Hello, Gregor's. Well, thank you for joining us this morning, wherever you might be. I followed this all night, and I don't have a lot to. All I could offer you in advancement. I don't know if you've heard the live streams I did before. When I did the last live stream, it looked very uncertain. Excuse me. It looked very uncertain. I didn't know which way it was going to go. It seemed a little bit doubtful. It was sort of 50-50, but since then, Trump has pulled ahead. Trump has won Florida, Texas. It's not what the polls were said. The polls lied. That's unmistakable. The polls lied. Well, guess what? They're now... Biden, about half an hour ago, came up on stage and he said, it's not over yet. We're still fighting it. We're not sure yet. Excuse me. So it's. I've been up all night. It's early in the morning now. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Biden claimed that it's not over yet, even though many other people, everybody else was calling it for Biden. Indeed, this is really awful. If you go to Twitter, there's people, basically people in Washington DC are already preparing to riot. They're trying to riot. People are asking, is it over yet? People keep asking, is it over yet? Is it over? It's almost like a kind of meme. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? And Trump has said here, we're up big, but they're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do that. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. I think this is what I always said, what I always thought would happen, which is that they would declare Biden the winner. They would try to declare Biden the winner. Biden came out and he said, I've won. He said we've not lost this, even though Trump is technically ahead in all the polls, even though, like, the BBC, of course, have Biden ahead. They've got him at 209 plus 171. They're trying to make out that Biden could win it, even though Trump has all the advantages in all the battleground states. All the battleground states, and that they're just not calling these battleground states. They were really slow to call Florida. They really were. Good morning, Woody. I'm glad you're still awake. Cheryl said this will absolutely erupt everywhere. And Brenda says, well, I don't understand. Trump had so many ways to tell the public about Biden's corruption. Why didn't he use this? Where is so-called JFK? Well, Brenda, to be fair, he's doing it now. He just said, Brenda, he said this now. He said, and I've been retweeting everything. This is where he's breaking it out now. We are up big. They're trying to steal the election. We'll never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. This is what he's been hinting at for so long. I will be making a statement soon. It's a big win. Now, where's JFK? Do you mean where is JFK Jr.? JFK Jr. Has not spoken out yet. I know who he's meant to be. He's meant to be this chap. Excuse me. He's meant to be Vincent Fuchsia. Vincent Fuchsia, so far, is currently being quiet. I hope that if Vincent Fuchsia is JFK Jr., he will speak out. He'll say something. Woody Black says he's just woke up. I haven't gone to bed yet. Well, luckily I don't have to work this morning, but I've got to work this afternoon, so I'm going to have to get a couple of hours sleep before... I've got to get a couple of hours sleep before it goes. I'll tell you what, I'm a bit... I must admit, right, if I have had some of this, alright? So, if I sound a bit tipsy, it's because I've had this, alright? I have had that. But it's American. I've been drinking that through the night to keep myself going because it's an American thing. I thought, what the hell? Let American things prevail. That's what I thought. So right now we're waiting to see what Trump's response is going to be to this. But Biden is trying to steal the bloody election. He's trying to steal the election. I've been watching InfoWars. They're saying it. They're trying to make it out that Biden has won. It says here, we're up 1,330 feet election day. Votes in Arizona. Trump is winning 65.1% of Arizona. But Arizona's been called for bloody Biden. The mainstream media are calling Arizona for Biden. He's won Texas, but suddenly Texas is he's over 1 million ahead in Texas. But they're saying Texas is still in play. Biden could still win Texas. What are they talking about? Biden says, keep the faith. We're going to win this. Biden insists he can still win an election. He made a speech to his supporters. What's going on right now? Anna Kite says, who in the world could go to sleep right now? Well, I should do, but I can't. I can't. Oh my God, what's going on? This is crazy. This is nuts. Oh. And Tiberius Kirk, I'm glad you're still awake right now. I'll tell you. Something weird is happening in Georgia. Trump is up 300,000 votes with 83% reported, yet the Democrats seem confident no one will call it. They will not call it for Trump. It sounds like this election is being subverted. Trump is saying we're up big. They're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Infowars.com. I've been watching them. And they're the only people talking about this. Sargon has now stopped. Stick, Sex and Hammer has now stopped. It's obvious Trump has won, but they won't say it. Why? Why won't they say it? Trump is due to win the state of Hawaii. He is now projected to win Iowa. all these important states that he's supposed to win. Twitter has just fact-checked me. They've just... someone called Keith, someone I follow, has just retweeted, we're up big, we're trying to... It's basically Trump's tweet about being up at big and the Democrats trying to steal the election. It's something that Trump himself has now tweeted. And you have to click on it because it says it's misleading information. This is the President of the United States. And Anna Cater is basically quoting him. She's quoted him just so that people don't bloody try to memory hole the President of the United States. What's happening? It's ridiculous. Woody Black says, Cheryl says, you've been having Jameson's bitters. I've been having Jack Daniels, yes. I've been drinking a few. Well, why not, eh? This is the night I need it. Brenda says they won't let Trump speak. Twitter is stopping him from speaking. That's the thing. They're trying to stop him speaking. Woody Black says, Texas is done. Trump's won it. He's over 1 million votes ahead. Why won't they call it? Oh, my goodness me. Mr. MT, hello. The biased coverage on Sky News, BBC and GMT is off the scale. I know. It's like the scene in The Wizard of Oz where the little dog, Toto, pulls the curtain away and you see the man operating the handles. And he says, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. This is where we are. It's The Wizard of Oz. Woody Black says, it looks like the Republicans are ahead. It's all toss-up states, so it looks like in the bag. Yeah, it's in the bag. It is. I mean, in any other situation, this would be called for Trump. He's won Texas. He's won Florida. He's edging in Ohio and Pennsylvania. All the battle. You know, he's the only battleground states he's not been called in are the ones where he's way ahead, and they just won't call it. But he's way ahead in all of them. He's won all the battleground states, every single one. Biden has failed universally in anywhere outside his heartlands. Biden has not won anything outside his Democratic heartlands. It's a defeat for Biden, 100%. Totally. Yeah, he won't admit defeat. He keeps saying, "Oh, he mentioned the postal ballots. We've got to wait till all the ballots come in." This is exactly what I predicted. This is what I said would happen. They're going to use the postal ballots to rig the election. Woody Black says, hell, Trump's even up on the marginal Dem state. He is. Yeah, but Woody Black, you know, Wisconsin, he may well win. Minnesota has been called for, the mainstream media are calling it for Biden, but this is where the bloody George Floyd stuff kicked off, didn't it? And it's uncertain. Yeah. It's like the whole BLM thing, George Soros, the Democrats. They've used it. They have used this whole situation. It's like in RoboCop. George Floyd isn't the reason behind this. George Floyd is just do you remember when they were designing the future, the cyborg robot? They needed a human body. Do you remember that? And they said, we'll just wait till some poor schmuck volunteers. George Floyd was that body. He was the body they needed for the cyborg. The cyborg was the BLM riots. If it hadn't been George Floyd, it'd be somebody else. Cheryl says, that's what I've been saying since the beginning. You've got Google. Yeah, Woody Black. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, I was banned from Twitter. Yes. Coincidentally, It was exactly the same moment that BitChute got taken down. Do you remember that? Yeah. Oh, my goodness me. Even the BBC is showing Trump now ahead, 212 to 209. Is it? Let's have a look. Well, they've got to report the bloody electoral results, isn't he? Oh yeah, 212-29. Yeah, they can't get away from it. But the thing is, like, what's going to happen now is, according to Biden, it's all going to stop. It's going to stall. It's going to slow down. The line is there. The 270 line is there, and no one is going to. They're not going to be allowed to meet it because of all the postal ballots. The postal ballots, which just happen to be in the battleground states of Pennsylvania, Ohio, exactly where they're supposed to. Wherever there's this controversy, you get the postal ballots that need to be counted. Oh, dearie me. Hello, Limona. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Well, Limona says, good to see you back for round 3. Watching from fascist Australia. Biden is Satan's servant. Limona, I feel sorry for you guys in Australia. I've seen what they've done. They forced you to wear masks in open air on a public street. Woody Black says, where are we now? Cheryl says the balance is in the Montana. That's what's really weird. Montana is never the decider. Well, Cheryl, Montana is is collateral damage. It will be used by the deep state, by the globalists, by the traitors to your nation, which have infested your nation in any way necessary. The United States of America is like the EU. Now, it never used to be, but it is now. Cheryl says, I can't even say no worries, mate. I love these Australian people. I love these Australians. What time is it where you are, by the way? Woody Black says, Biden don't know what day it is. He ain't going to do shit. The guy, he came out and did a speech. His wife was standing behind him. It's like she had to give him the clues. It's actually really sad. Did you see that thing where he said, I'm going to introduce my son Bo. Do you remember that? And he said, here's Bo. Bo's dead. And the person he was indicating to is his granddaughter. That is really sad. I mean, that's not even pathetic. That's not even something to hate. That makes Biden someone to be pitiful for. That makes Biden someone you want to feel sorry for. He's an insane old man. He needs to be in sheltered accommodation, quite frankly. He's not somebody you should be giving the nuclear codes to. He really is not. Willie Black says, even the BBC is showing Trump ahead now. Yeah, I know. They can't pretend. They can't pretend the facts. But what's going to happen is it's going to stall. It's going to stall before Trump reaches the 270 mark. And they're going to say, we got to count the ballots. We got to count the postal ballots now. Pennsylvania, we can't call Pennsylvania Ohio because we have thousands of postal ballots to count. And guess what? Some of the postmarks will be after November the 3rd. But we don't care about that. We don't care. We don't care about that. Did you know what? Your president is your president. Any Americans listening to me, your president is someone you should feel bloody proud of. Because he's the greatest president your nation has ever had. Because he is not going to let this go. He's actually speaking out about this whole thing. No other president would do that. But he is doing it. And Cheryl says, this is epic history in the making. Yeah. Cheryl, we're living it. We're not just reading about it. It's not in the past. It's happening now. It is absolutely happening now. We're living it. We're living through this dramatic turning point in history. It's a wonderful time to be alive, as David Icke says. It really is. David! Oh, David is still... My goodness me, David UK is still there. Hello, David. How are you? How are you? My goodness me. Alan McVicker is here. Good morning, Alan McVicker. You've had a late night. Yes, I've been up all night watching it. Oh, it's been riveting. I've watched, since the last live stream, I've watched this uncertainty. It's really weird, Alan, because I've watched the uncertainty turn into certainty and then devolve back to uncertainty by the mainstream media. I was watching Sargon, I watched Styx, and they were doing live streams. It was to begin with, it started like 2016. I mean, it was like they were laughing about how Texas was turning red and Florida was turning red. And then, oh my goodness me, even some of the other states like North Carolina and these other states were turning red. It looked like Trump was making massive advances, and they were going. Of course, they were like going over to the Young Turks and Vorsh and saying how they were melting down, you know. And then guess what? Then it's suddenly announced, oh no, we're not certain. The counts in the remaining battleground states have been paused. Guess what? In Pennsylvania, they want to go home and have a rest. They're going to continue later on when they've had a sleep. The ballot boxes will be, what? Kept somewhere secure overnight? What? What happened to the ballot boxes? Where are they? In Pennsylvania. Oh. They've been kept somewhere secure, are they? I don't know about that. I think they've been dealt with by guys in grey suits. Same with Ohio. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Let's just go to let's see what it says on the BBC. Why should I believe the BBC? Yep, 213 plus 210. That's where it's going to stop. It's not going any further. Of course, I mean, the West Coast declared, Biden made a massive leap ahead when the West Coast declared. Washington, Oregon, California, the entire West Coast of the US is totally pro-Biden. Yeah, they are. David UK says, you've been up too. You've been up as well, David. Well done. Woody Black says, of what hasn't been counted, it looks like the only thing Trump's not going to win is Arizona. Well, even Arizona's now, they're stalling. They're trying to get out of it. Thing is, Arizona was always in play. Trump didn't expect to win that. He doesn't need to win it. He's won all the key battleground states. The thing is, they've declared Florida, Texas, and they're stalling on North Carolina and Pennsylvania because they know that they need the postal ballots to come in for that, so they can fiddle them and say that no, Joe Biden really won them. That's what they're trying to do. That's what it's all about. This is exactly what I predicted. It will be announced in the morning that Joe Biden would come out and announce that he hasn't announced that he'd won, but he announced that he hasn't lost yet. So it's not quite as bad as I predicted. But it's been announced certainly that Joe Biden has not lost. He's not conceded. Hillary Clinton told him not to concede. Arizona is, Sargon. I was following Sargon's live stream, and what's Styx doing? What's Styx saying now? Is BitChute still awake? Is BitChute still there? Yep, BitChute's still there. That's good. The last thing I heard, as I said, I'm not going to believe the BBC, but Arizona was still in play. There was no guarantee that Biden was going to get Arizona. Nevada was also now a swing state. So basically, Joe Biden has achieved nothing. He has won nothing outside his designated heartland, which were the safe Democratic states: New York, California, Oregon, Washington. Outside of those key states, he's won nothing. He's gained nothing. He's lost. He's lost this election. He's totally lost the election, but he won't admit it. And this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid that this would happen, and it's going to be. It's going to be the fact where, let's just check Twitter to see what's anything new. That basically, it's going to end in a stalemate, which is going to be hung up on the postal ballots. The postal ballots, which are fake. It's being used by the bloody Democrats to try and win. Oh, bless them. I've got postal votes from, not postal votes, PMs from people and DMs on Twitter. Biden says we're going to win Pennsylvania. 64% of the vote counted. Biden trails Trump 57% to 41%. What's he talking about? What the hell is he talking about? Paul Joseph Watson says, this is Bill Mitchell, who's been interviewed on Stephen Molyneux. Maricopa County in Arizona still has 800,000 votes outstanding. Most of those were election day in-person votes, which strongly favoured Trump. This is why the Trump camp is upset the Fox News called Arizona for Biden so early. This is what you were talking about. You were talking about Arizona. Yeah. Which Woody Black was talking about Arizona. Absolutely. This is interesting. Someone has just said here, Twitter will not let you retweet Trump. Trump has said, this is the thing I talked about. I've already retweeted it. We're up big. They're trying to steal the election. We'll never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. Trump, the President of the United States, tweeted that, and apparently Twitter will not let you retweet it. This is the second time Twitter has done this to Trump. And loads of people, I'm going to retweet this. This is Roosh Fee. I don't like it very much, but I'm going to retweet this thing. I'm going to retweet this whole damn. Everyone who says this, I'm going to bloody retweet it. And this is someone else here. I'm retweeting this. Fuck the bastards. Fuck these lying censorship bastards. And someone says big tech should be flagged for election interference. I'm retweeting all of them. This is someone from Florida. Republican Carlos Jimenez flips Florida congressional seat red. This is a member of the House of Congress who's won a seat in Florida. Ohio, another important background state. Trump is winning like we expected. Well, how come it's suddenly just been declared, oh dear, we can't count the votes right now? Congressman Jack Wilson, huge victory tonight. Patriot, protector of the Second Amendment. Yeah, another one, another winner. This is Ohio mainstream polls. Oh my goodness thing. Trump 94%, winning by plus 8%. Well, why won't they call Ohio then? Why will they not call Ohio? Trump fends off Biden in Texas. It's a recurring theme. Trump keeps winning. They won't say it. Florida's call for Trump by Associated Press. This lead is too big to be overturned despite mail-in and absentee ballots to be counted. Well, thank goodness for that. At least there's one state, there's one victory Trump has won. See, Trump has won certain things by such a bigger margin that it cannot be accounted for with this bloody fraud. But they're trying to... Oh, my goodness me. They're going to try and mess with it in every other way. Real Dark Judge has also retweeted Trump. I'm going to retweet Real Dark Judge. Are they going to ban all these people, you bastards? I'll keep retweeting Trump. Every one of these tweets which is retweeted by Trump, I'll keep retweeting. You cannot do this to the President of the United States. He uses your social media account. Trump wins Texas. Yes, thank you. Oh, duh. He won Texas about 2 a.m. Alaska. Final results for Alaska. Well, they just not that means anything. Trump wins Nebraska. I think we've got all that through. Yeah, Trump is way in the lead. He's massively in the lead. This is a bigger lead than he had over Hillary Clinton. Oh, yeah, massive protests in Washington, D.C. We expected that, yeah. It actually began even before, about a couple of hours ago. Just keep retweeting Trump, what he says, because they're banning him from doing it. So I'm going to keep retweeting him. I'm going to keep retweeting him. Oh, The Independent. Oh, they've said... The Independent have said, keep the faith, we're going to win this. Biden insists he can still win the election. Guess who's retweeted it? Unite against fascism. Oh, in other words, unite against globalism. Unite in favour of globalism. Throw them in jail, someone says. Maria says that. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl says, feckin' bastards, go get him, Benji. Yeah, I will, Cheryl, yeah, definitely. Sonara, good morning. How are you? Thank you for coming up, getting up this early. Welcome. The whole thing is a big shambles. I've been up all night watching it. And it's kind of what I predicted. Trump is way in the lead. Over the course of the night, he's made massive gains. It's pretty much a repeat of 2016. However, the mainstream media and Joe Biden, as if there's a difference, is saying, oh no, Trump hasn't won yet. We have loads of votes yet to count. The mail-in ballots, yeah. You know, it's like, oh, we can't concede. Hillary Clinton told him not to concede, didn't they? Mr. MT says, cannot wait to play Crimea River. Crimea River, I cannot wait to play Crimea River by Timberlake at full blast. All these liberals. I know what you mean. I can't wait to salt mine these people, but, you know, they're just digging down. They're doubling down. They're doubling down, aren't they? They're going along with this shit. I mean, Owen Jones has retweeted bloody Biden. Oh, it's ridiculous. Sock Shovel, that's a good name. It's fucked over here. How are they still not calling the states, but calling others? Because these are the battleground states. They want to put in the mail-in ballots. They want to flood the whole... They want to put a pause to the election, Sock Shovel. And they want to say, no, the president, he hasn't won yet. We've got about 2 months' worth backlog of mail-in ballots that we want to bring in here. Some of them might be post-dated after the election, but we don't want to talk about that, do we? We just want to bring these votes in here, and we want to overturn the entire election. That's why it's all fucked over here, Mr. Shovel. It is. Ed Kaler, you're still awake. Welcome. The bookies have Trump ahead, but BBC say Biden. Oh, yeah, well, the bookies have a lot more sense because money is riding on it, where the BBC don't give a shit because they're just propaganda machines. The thing about it is a lot of people like me took out a vote on Trump when the odds were a lot better. I got 9-2. Cosmic Claire got about this. I think she got I think she got 2-1 or something. I mean, it's like now, now they're suddenly regretting it and they're saying, "Oh my God, we're going to lose money over this, aren't we?" Jock of Ages, good morning. Woody Black says Trump is too far ahead in the undeclared state to lose now. I'm calling it. He's won this. Yes, he has. Woody, I don't think they're going to get away with this, you know. He's just won too much. He's got too many. If he'd lost Texas or something like that, they could or something like that, they could get away with it. But no. Texas, Florida have gone to him. This is basically a repeat of 2016. They're trying to stall it. It's not going to work. So they're not going to get away with it. And even if that wasn't the case, the president won't let them, because the president himself is talking about the same things that people they called loonies in 2016 were saying about this. People like you and me, who were declared crazy, were declared tinfoil hat wearing nutcases in 2016, were saying that they were going to try to rig the election. They tried to rig it in 2016, didn't they? I talked about this at the time. People like James O'Keefe were saying this at the time. They're saying they're trying to rig it so that Hillary Clinton wins. Didn't work, so everyone put it on the back burner. But now the President of the United States is saying the same thing that people declared as nutcases like me were saying 4 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Woody Black. I listened to Dankula. Count Dankula was on... He was on Sargon of Akkad, and he's put £5,000 on Trump. He's put £5,000 on him, and Nigel Farage has put £10,000 on him. Well, I think they're gonna get it back. They're gonna get it. I mean, I put £10 on. I don't have that kind of money to play around with, but I put £10 on Trump, and I'm gonna win. I got 92. I'm gonna get £45. Yeah, I put my bet on a few weeks ago before the odds went down. And David says Ohio has chosen Trump again. They've chosen the winning president for decades. Yes, but David. But but Ohio. What about the Ohio people's vote? What about the second Ohio election? Woody Black says, my friend put £3,000 on Bernie Sanders in 2016. Lol. Oh dear. Well, I could have told him that it wouldn't work out, because Bernie Sanders has been screwed over twice. He's been bent over and shafted up the arse twice by his own party. And yet he still endorses the candidate who beat him. It's pathetic. He endorsed Hillary Clinton. He endorsed Joe Biden. I mean, for goodness sake. Bernie Sanders raised £255 million for his campaign. And when he failed, he said, I endorse my opponent. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. The man's a joke. Bernie Sanders needs to retire before he dies. Goodness me. Ed Kaler, QAnon is going to be crazy excited. What's QAnon? So what's QAnon.pub? I'm just going to go to QAnon.pub. QAnon.pub. Just see what QAnon says. It's still yesterday's. It's still the American flag. This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Abraham Lincoln. November 1863. Together we shall win. That quote from Abraham Lincoln happened not long before he was shot by a man called John Wilkes Booth, who is a relative of Cherie Booth, the wife of Tony Blair. Just a coincidence, nothing to worry about. In the theatre, he was sitting in the Ford's Theatre. Guy walked up in. Funnily enough, his bodyguards were out of the way. He just walked up, opened the door to the private box, put a pistol against the back of his head, and shot him. Just a coincidence, nothing to worry about. It's the usual thing, Prouty's Law. Just like Kennedy, they withdraw the usual security measures and let the assassin prosecute the victim. Yep. Ah, yeah. Nothing new from Q at the moment. I'm sure there will be soon. The BBC, as biased as it is still stalling at Biden 210, Trump 2. Oh, hang on, Biden 220, Trump 213. It's basically stalling. That's what they're doing. Ed says, I take it you're not working today. You've been up all night. Actually, I do have to work, but not till this afternoon, so I can go. I'm actually going to go to bed in a minute. I'm going to get some sleep. I don't think we're going to get any more answers now until some other time. I can sleep for a couple of hours. I've got to get up about 11 a.m. So I'm going to go to bed. How much wine? Ed, I finished the bottle of wine. I also finished, as you can see, I actually had about half of this. So I had about half the Jack Daniels. But it's time to call it a night, I think. Nothing more can be done right now, except that lots of people are retweeting Trump when Twitter has prevented Trump from retweeting himself. Michigan results in. This is Michigan, 56% in. Trump 53%, Biden 45%. Pennsylvania, Trump 57%, Biden 42%. Wisconsin, Trump 51%, Biden 47%. Yet they're still pale blue. All those states are still pale blue. Actually, Michigan is pink, but the others are all pale blue. What's going on? Why will they not at least acknowledge that Trump is winning those states? Why do they still say these states are still in play? Biden could win them. Scowling Wolf, good day. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to bed because I don't think anything. I don't think we're gonna learn anything more this morning, because right now it's kind of a stalemate, I think. Both sides need a huge amount to win, and neither is willing to concede. And Trump should not concede because, well, let's face it. I mean, the actual results that are coming in are not being reproduced by the media, and the BBC is just simply reproducing what the media say. So I think this is Trump's election. I was uncertain earlier on. I was thinking, well, will it, won't it? Is it possible that Biden's pulled something out, But as the night wore on, I saw Biden falling aside. I saw him winning his heartlands, but everyone else, Trump was just storming through. Trump incidentally got he got 42% in the the Miami-Dade constituency, where previously he got like 9%. So he made a huge advance on Hillary Clinton in the Miami-Dade constituency in Florida, and this was translated into the rest of the state. So when the rural areas in the Florida Panhandle, which is like the bit that sticks beneath Alabama and stuff, and Mississippi, that actually came out in Trump's favour. So generally the trend in the state was towards Trump, and Trump won the state. This is when Christy Winters was saying, "Oh, Biden's going to win in Florida. Blue wave." No chance, bitch. All right, guys. I've been going for 48 minutes. I'm a bit tipsy and I'm tired, and it's been a long night. So I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to learn. I don't think anyone is going to find out anything more now for a long time. I'm going to close the BBC website now because it's all lies. It's all bloody lies. I'll go to Infowars.com, the night election thing, for any more details. Or Twitter. I think that's the place to go. Forget the bloody BBC, they're just lying to us. Trump leading 15 points in Pennsylvania, 70% report. There we are. There we are. So it's carrying on in Pennsylvania. It's Trump is being supported everywhere in all the battleground states. Yet the media will not. Oh, here we go. Montana results. So if you're there, Cheryl. Are you still with me, Cheryl? Are you if you left? Here we go. Montana results. Steve Daines of the GOP, 53%. Steve Bullock, Democrat, 46%. That's in the Republicans hold the seat of Great Falls. There's a whole list of various counties and constituencies here. I don't want to go through them all, but Cheryl, it looks like Trump is doing very well in Montana. Oh guys, I could sit all day listening to the news here. It's obviously all fake. It's all bloody fake. The whole thing is fake. They've lied to us. Hang on. Post to Facebook. I said post to bloody Facebook. Oh, for fuck's sake. Error? What? Hang on, guys. What's going on now? So I was just going to check this live stream has actually posted to Facebook. It hasn't. Okay. Bend the channel. Okay. I'll just simply go to my channel. I'll refresh it. US election 3 live stream channel. I'll refresh. I'll simply post that to Facebook. There we go. Probably everyone I know is asleep now anyway, apart from a few people. Alright guys, perhaps you're blocked on Facebook. No. Earth Dog, hello. Anyway guys, I've got to go to bed because I've got to work in a few hours. Good night. Good morning. Trump has won. That's all that matters. Trump has won. There's no... Honestly, if it had been a Biden landslide, I would have accepted defeat. And I would have said, okay, this is a victory for the mainstream media. It's not electoral fraud. It can't explain this. But that hasn't happened. Which means basically Trump has won. And the president has to fight this. He has to fight back against it. He has to refuse to leave office. He's within the law to refuse to leave office. Because it's a fake election. I'll do another live stream or something else, like a video or something, nearer the time when I find out more what's going on. But now I need to sleep because I've got to work this afternoon. So good night, all of you. And thank you and good morning. And thank you for sticking with me. Take it easy.